Alright, so Apple had its Wonderlust event on Tuesday and basically released updates to their two product lines, the Apple Watch and the iPhones. In this video, we will have a look at what Apple had to offer in the 15 and 15 Plus. So starting with the design, nothing much has changed. They come in the usual 6.1 and 6.7 inch sizes, aluminum sides, slimmer bezels and dimensions, ceramic shield, and IP68 water and dust resistance. However, you now get a color infused glass back with soft touch, and this time comes in a variety of muted and frosted color options, with good news that the back glass will now be easily repairable and should cost less. The phone now comes with contoured edges, basically meaning they are slightly curved, making it much more comfortable in hand, but I did prefer the look of the straight flat edges on the previous models. On the front you get Super Retina HDR display, a slightly higher resolution compared to the last year, with the typical brightness of 1000 nits and HDR brightness of 1600 while playing HDR content and peak brightness of 2000 nits in direct sunlight. However, the 15 and 15 Plus are still stuck with 60Hz refresh rate. Now I know Apple does that to separate them from their Pro models, but in 2023 it is criminal to not have a higher refresh rate at a price point of 80,000 when even a 20,000 or a 30,000 rupee phone has it these days. Never mind, let's move forward. Talking about the front also gets the dynamic island, which is now made standard in all iPhones. It basically expands and adapts to the alerts and live activities like music, directions, order delivery, flight details, etc. And finally, after a wait of 10 years I guess, Apple has finally gotten rid of the Lightning port and replaced it with a USB Type-C port. So now you will be able to share your USB chargers and cables for your Apple and non-Apple products. Also, if you buy the new AirPods Pro 2nd generation, which also is updated with USB-C, you can charge it using the iPhone battery by connecting both of them with a USB cable. The 15 and 15 Plus, however, get only a USB 2 port, and only the Pros get a USB 3 port with 10 gigabits of high speed. Even though these devices are now USB-C, there is no improvement to charging speeds and therefore is the same as previous models. Inside you get the A16 Bionic chip from the last year Pro models, and if you see the pattern here, Apple basically keeps their Pro lineup with some exclusive features for 1 year and then move most of them next year to normal iPhones by again introducing some new set of features exclusive to the Pro lineup. Let's now talk about the cameras. Apple has now introduced a new 48 megapixel camera in its entire lineup, which outputs 24 megapixel default pictures compared to 12 megapixel in the last model. The camera is also capable of using the center 12 megapixel of the sensor to output 2x optical quality pictures, giving you an extra zoom option. The front camera is same as last year, so nothing much to talk about there. Apple also introduced next generation portraits, where not only the portraits are now better performing in low light situations, but also you don't even have to switch to the portrait mode to take portraits. You can click the picture in normal mode and turn it to portrait right away or later, or even switch focus from one subject to another in the Photos app. All of this enabled by machine learning, which can capture depth information and can automatically detect a person or a pet in the frame to store that information for editing later on. It also gets 2nd gen ultra-wideband chip, enabling you to connect to other devices from 3 times farther away, and also with updated Find My features to precisely navigate to your device or a friend nearby owning an iPhone. Apple also introduced a new feature called voice isolation, which when activated again uses machine learning to prioritize your voice in a noisy environment for a seamless call experience. Apple is really pushing machine learning to its advantage in their products this year. At last, delivering all these new products every year, Apple is trying to work hard to achieve their 2030 goals of being carbon neutral. The Apple Park you see in all the videos is already carbon neutral as per Apple, and that they are extending to the iPhones, where the enclosure now uses 75% recycled aluminium, battery uses 100% recycled cobalt, and their main logic board and MagSafe charger pads now use 100% recycled copper. Apple also mentioned that they will not be using leather in any of their cases and instead introduced a new material called fine woven, which has a lot less carbon footprint. Okay, so let's talk about the prices. iPhone 15 will start at $79,900 and 15 Plus at 89,900 with 128 gigs of storage. You can pay extra 10,000 for every 128 gigs for higher storage variants. As an introductory offer, I think there will be a 5,000 instant discount by HDFC credit card or debit cards. Alright, that's it for the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus. Let me know in the comments down below what are your thoughts about the phone and the Apple event in general. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.